Hey everyone, thanks for joining me. I'm here in my kitchen where I'm going to tackle a small electrical project that I've been putting off for a little while now. In my house, this is where everything lands when you come in. This is where the keys are thrown, where the mail gets dropped, and where the cell phones land. Normally we like to charge them here as well, but if we have a couple of cell phones and an iPad, I only have a standard duplex receptacle that only takes 2 chargers. What I'm going to do is take this out, put it in a receptacle that has USB ports as well, and I'm going to show you how to do that. Alright, here are the things we're going to need to do this project. We're going to need the receptacle, a tester to verify that the power's off, screwdriver, wire strippers, and pliers. So before we get started, there are a couple of things I want to point out. If you're not comfortable with this, please contact a qualified electrician to assist you in doing this. Now that the breaker is turned off, we're going to plug in our tester just to verify that the power is off. Alright, no lights, so that means the power is off. We're ready to get started. So the first thing we're going to do is take a flathead screwdriver and take out the 2 small screws that hold on the plate. Okay, now that we have the receptacle out, let me show you what we find in here for wires. First I'll start by peeling the tape off to get it out of our way. And we'll start with this side. So for the brass screws, we'll find our 2 black or hot wires connected. On the other side, we'll have the 2 white wires or neutrals connected to the silver screws. And then on the green screw, we'll have the ground wire. And we're going to start by taking this apart. I'm going to start with black wires. To do this, we're simply going to loosen the 2 screws that hold the wires in place. And then we're just going to lift the wires off of the screws. And we're going to do the same thing for the neutral wires. Alright, now that we have the old receptacle out of the way, we can go ahead and get ready to install the new USB receptacle. The only difference in the installation is going to be the way the wires attach to the device. On the old one, we had the screws where the wires actually wrapped around the screw and tightened down that way. On this, we actually have a clamp. So we're going to cut these wires back, make them nice and straight, slide them into the clamp, and then tighten them down. We're going to go ahead and install the neutral wires. I can just strip this fresh and have 2 new straight conductors to slide into that clamp. And if you're not sure how much to strip, the back of the device usually has a strip gauge that'll tell you how long that bare copper should be. And finally, we're going to go ahead and repeat the process for our 2 black wires. Alright, now that all the connections are made, first thing I'm going to do on this one, since I have an older work box, I'm going to break the tabs off so it sits a little more flush on the side there. You can see the ears here, where the screw sits in the middle. I don't want those tabs resting over the ears and pushing that receptacle out further than it needs to be. And the next thing I like to do, it's a habit from working with metal boxes and stranded wire, but we always just tape up every device, just to cover those terminals. Now we can go ahead and fold the wires and wiggle it back into place. And finally, I'll go ahead and change back over to a flathead screwdriver. I'll grab the plate, and then we'll go ahead and install the 2 screws. Alright, now that the installation is complete, I've gone downstairs and turned the power back on. I'm going to take our tester, plug it in, and make sure everything's wired correctly. And there we go. So that tells us that everything is wired correctly and that this device is ready to use. Now, one other thing to keep in mind, what I had to do here is because I replaced a receptacle in an existing dwelling, we're required here to install arc fault protection as well, where I didn't have it before. Since this was an older home, I didn't have arc fault breakers. So when I replace the receptacle, I'm required to make sure that this is also arc fault protected. What you want to do is check with a qualified electrician in your area and see if that's required for you. If it is, you're going to want to have them install that breaker for you. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the video and good luck with your future home improvement projects.
Thanks for watching. This Old House has got a video for just about every home improvement project, so be sure to check out the others. And if you like what you see, click on the subscribe button to make sure that you get our newest videos right in your feed.